At First Choice Bank, we know you can't always make it before the bank closes. With our integrated teller, you can talk to a live person as late as 7 p.m. on weekdays and noon on Saturdays. It's not just an ATM, it's an ITM. First Choice Bank, your choice for banking.
The holidays are coming, and so are your relatives. Room to Room is here to help you get ready for company. Enjoy 50% off on the furniture you need, dining, sleepers, mattresses, and more. Plus 24-month special financing. Company's coming. Get ready at Room to Room Tupelo.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 5.
Another beautiful day here in the Magnolia State as that high pressure system reigns supreme. Welcome into Mississippi Live Weather at 5. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor, and that gives you a little taste of our forecast heading into our Thursday evening. But yes, we are in that home stretch. One more day of our work week. What exactly can we expect? We'll be tracking that here in the Room to Room Weather Center. We're also going to take a look at that latest drought monitor issued today. Things are looking a little bit better. And with the forecast that we have, this is a great sight to see because it does mean that next week could look even better than where we're at right now. But as we look at rain chances moving in, that of course is going to impact our weekend and the greatest capacity. But towards early next week, some isolated showers trying to stick around. But that football forecast, I know that weekend rain chances are in the forecast. Will they impact our football games? We'll look at that in more detail here in just a moment. We thank you for joining us tonight at 5, but I'm just excited that I'm able to give you a good forecast for the time being because come this weekend, it's going to be one of those forecasts I apologize for in advance. The first 12, 6 p.m., 73 degrees with plenty of sunshine. And as we head into the rest of our night, those clear conditions, for the most part, sticking around. It's during those overnight hours where we will really see that cloud cover push back into the forecast, partly cloudy conditions by midnight, even continuing into the early part of our Friday. You might notice temperature-wise, not nearly as cool as what it once was, I guess today, but 47 degrees, still cool enough to have those long sleeves handy, just won't necessarily need them in the days beyond that. Shows that gradual warming trend. 73 in Cleveland with, my goodness, blue as blue can be up there in those skies. A dew point currently at 45 degrees, but that gradually getting higher over the oncoming days. That a result of that moisture rebuilding into our forecast. 81 degrees Greenwood, dew point currently 46 degrees. A little bit of cloud cover showing up. This is, of course, looking southwest where it's more of a saturated environment, but that is moving into North Mississippi as we push further into our Thursday night and our Friday morning. West Point 82 degrees, dew point at 38. So the further you move east, the drier that forecast ends up being, and 82 degrees, pretty toasty for this time of year, right? So that's really what we're dealing with across the region. Beautiful blue skies, but also those dry conditions. And dry conditions, not a good sign for our drought monitor, but we have gotten several days that have produced a decent amount of rainfall, and that is making some of these worsened conditions with drought monitor draw back just a bit. So we notice that level 4 drought that was all the way in Columbus, now drawing back to southern portions of Pickens County. That level 3 drought still including parts of Grenada, Calhoun, Yalobusha, and Batesville. But as we look out there, or Panola County, apologies. And then the rest of us, level 2 drought covering the vast majority of us here in North Mississippi. And southern Natala County prevails once again. Another week comes with the drought monitor, another week where you guys are not covered. So you guys do it right down there in Natala County. We got to take notes across North Mississippi. But latest drought monitor at least showing some improvement, and that's a great sign going forward. Mississippi Live Weather Radar, dry as can be right now, but not just dry. We're also seeing clear conditions. Satellite imagery does have a little bit of cloud cover out there towards the Arkansas and Louisiana area. I don't know why it's not popping up. I guess it's faded a little bit too much, but you can see a few blips just across the area, not necessarily overly extensive in cloud cover, but a little bit more than what we have been seeing. And that's going to, of course, progress east into that extended forecast. Now, if we push things out just a bit, we can get a visual on that frontal analysis that's, of course, moving into North Mississippi over the next few days. This, as high pressure transitions out and that low develops over Texas and Oklahoma, that's going to produce a little bit more impactful rainfall, and then, of course, cycle in all of that moisture here to North Mississippi. Futurecast does show exactly that low trying to mature just a bit around Santa Fe and southeast portions of Colorado, but this warm front going to be what we're watching for. That leading edge of showers and storms really going to be pushing into the area by Saturday. And by the time we get into Sunday, we're talking about a soggy Sunday, all things considered. 10 p.m., still inching closer to the Oklahoma City region. But as that frontal system inches closer to the east, then it brings some of that moisture in with the form of prefrontal cloud cover. There's how you say it. So early morning hours of your Friday, of course, dealing with those partly cloudy conditions. It does show a little bit of rainfall moving into the forecast. Not exactly going to verify. We're in a very dry environment. We'll talk more details about what we expect these showers to be, but not really expecting any rainfall for Friday. Still a very dry forecast as the vast majority of those showers and storms stick around the Oklahoma and Arkansas area. So Friday, dry once again, not tracking any chances of rainfall. And if we do get rainfall, it would be a few drops at most. 47 by 6. 69 there by noon and 75 towards the afternoon. A very mild day across the region, but this is as fall-like as you'll get before things really start to change into this weekend. As one of the things we'll be discussing here in the Room to Room Weather Center going forward is that rain chance. Just what to expect, how much to expect, and will that impact our football forecast? We'll have all of the latest details coming up on Mississippi Live Weather at 5 in the next 60.
Visualize perfection, freshly picked ingredients, tantalizing flavors, sweet and sour intertwine, and dance into your glass. One-of-a-kind arrangements, hitting every note. Why wait for the weekend? It's on at the grill.
Tupelo Smiles is a top-notch group. They're very compassionate about what they do. They've given me the smile that I've always wanted. I've been a patient for 15 years and I wouldn't go anywhere else. I just love Tupelo Smiles.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Keep the blue skies coming. That's the motto heading into this evening as we are dealing with those dry and clear conditions once again. This a look in Oxford over there in Lafayette County. Has some clouds off there in the distance, but not over the top of Lafayette County. 77 degrees right now and dew point currently at 41. Expect that to climb overnight and really into our Friday as we build that moisture back ahead of that soggy weekend. Starkville 79 degrees, our other college town, buckling up for a great forecast this weekend. They're hoping for a game day where there's no rainfall, but they're going to be right on the outskirts and could see a few showers enter into the region. We'll look at that in just a moment. Dew point 41 degrees, very little wind right now as high pressure continues to cycle out of the region, but we do expect those winds to increase and that southerly Gulf moisture to push back into the forecast. Now getting a look there in Fulton, Northeast traveling down to take on ICC, a rivalry renewed. Excited to see the outcome of that game. If you want to go see some early football, hey, Thursday nights, that's for you as community college in action. All those cars probably heading to the game, of course. But Mississippi Live Weather Radar giving the folks in Fulton great conditions, but all across North Mississippi for any of those Thursday afternoon and evening activities you may have. Looks good to go. So keep those outside and enjoy every second of it as we enjoy this dry forecast for as long as it wants to stick around for. As we take a look at our Mississippi Live Weather Radar, of course, a lot of rainfall out there towards Amarillo, Oklahoma City, and Wichita Falls. That's shout out, that's a friend of mine, Cam, living in Wichita Falls, probably tracking those storms right now. Loves storms, so that's why he went out to Texas. He gets a better view of them and gets a little bit more in the grand scheme of things. So hopefully you're enjoying that, Cam. Shout out you. Drought monitor on your Thursday. Of course, the latest drought monitor coming out looks a lot better. And while it looks awful on this view, whenever we bring it back here into North Mississippi, it really gives you a perspective that shows you, hey, things are trending in the right direction. Level 4 drought now it's just covering southern Pickens County. The rest of us only under that level 2 with a few level 3 concerns here and there, but much different than what we did have. And we do expect this to get even better as we get that latest drought monitor come out next week. So excited to see that one with the forecast that we do have. But I did say Northeast has a game tonight happening this evening about 7 o'clock, 72 pregame, 60 by that second half and 56 towards that drive home. Dry, clear, sunny for the start. I mean, exactly what you want it to be for a fall football game. I mean, this is just an exciting forecast. So get out there, cheer on the Tigers, cheer on the Indians, whoever you want to cheer for. You'll be cheering for the weather because that's really the winner out of all of this. Let's keep Futurecast going into your Thursday evening where we do have those dry conditions as we saw in that Northeast forecast. Continues to be the case getting into those late hours beyond the football game. What we're seeing, no change in the forecast. Cloud cover building along the Mississippi River, inching closer into our region by 10, 11, and 12 o'clock. And that's where we'll be dealing with partly to mostly cloudy conditions overnight. So what this will do, how this changes the forecast, it kind of acts as a blanket in the sky. We always talk about that atmospheric blanket here all this week. Whenever that blanket's in place, traps that heat, keeps the atmosphere a little bit warm underneath it, and that's why we do get a little bit of those above average temperatures, at least warmer than what we have been seeing. So expect that for the start of our Friday, and you'll see right here low temperatures, upper 40s across the region with a few low 50s out there in the Delta with 51 Clarksdale, 52 Cleveland, and 52 down around Greenville. So a sign of things to come. That gradual warming trend will continue, not just for your Friday, but into the weekend as well. 47 drop-off, 66 towards lunch, and 74 by that final bell. You can see partly cloudy skies, so those blue skies not going to be as abundant, but we still will see hints of sunshine as the day goes on. So your Friday morning, continue to see those showers. We're going to put that in quotations because I don't necessarily believe this. At most, where you're getting those deeper greens could produce a sprinkler or two, but that's the extent of the rainfall that we expect for our Friday. A lot of this going to be elevated. Do you guys remember last week we were talking about models showing some rainfall in the forecast after a very dry pattern? Well, we got pictures submitted by our weather watchers out in the field of some clouds that looked like virga. Virga meaning elevated showers, basically, not reaching it all the way to the surface. That was what we were thinking this was going to verify as, and it did. So we're going to say the same thing, that a lot of these light greens that are popping up going to be primarily virga. Not expecting much, if any, rainfall in that forecast for our Friday, and that's a good thing because our football games, they need to be dry. Let's keep that futurecast going into your Friday late morning and early afternoon, and as you'll see, no rainfall in the forecast. Tries to move in some green blips, but what this is actually doing is restoring that moisture here in North Mississippi for our weekend forecast where things really ramp up and we will be getting rainfall. So Friday afternoon, staying on the drier side once again, so football games looking good to go. 2 thumbs up for that forecast and should be a great game. We're going to be heading down to Vardaman to enjoy our game of the week as Calhoun City travels to town to take on the Vardaman Rams. We'll see how it goes. There's definitely an underdog in the game, but hey, anything is possible, and I've seen the Mississippi live weather miracle happen. So don't ever hold it out of the realm of possibilities. It should be a great game. So Friday evening, staying on the drier side, perfect for those kickoff time frames, and we'll continue to do so into the entire game. High temperatures for your Friday. I mentioned warming trend, already seeing that in full effect for our Friday afternoon. 75 New Albany, 73 South Haven, but 80s showing up south of Highway 82 with 81 Belzona, Greenwood, 80 Kosciuszko, and 80 there towards Macon. If we look at that high school game of the week forecast, it will be slightly warmer than what it has been the past few weeks. 70 pregame, 61 by halftime, and 56 towards that final snap. While it is a little bit warmer, we still need those long sleeves. 56 degrees enough or cool enough to have at least one layer to stay on the warmer side. Partly cloudy conditions, not going to be as clear, so just a sign of things changing and a sign that we're not going to be cooling off nearly as much for our Saturday morning. We keep it with that forecast Friday night, and as you see, rainfall inching closer and closer. Allow me to expand things out here real quick to give you a broad scale perspective on how these showers are inching in. So there we have our warm front that's inching across. I keep saying inching. It's just how slow this thing is moving. Moving towards the eastern portions of Texas and into Oklahoma. That warm front is going to be the big driver on if we see rainfall Saturday. Because as you can see, lots of moisture associated with it. This is 6 a.m. Saturday, and that's already in southwestern Arkansas. But there we get that warm front, getting as close as we can to Mississippi altogether, right along the Mississippi River by 12. So we do expect some showers popping up in Jackson and Canton. I know yesterday we showcased our marching band, our state marching championship forecast. Grady and all of our band members out there, I am apologizing now. Rain chances are probably going up. So have that rain gear ready, especially as these pop-up showers start to move into the Brandon and Jackson area by the afternoon. And those will start to build a little bit more north as we get into the rest of our Saturday. So we do have, and we'll talk more about this at 6, if you're looking to get any plans done for your Saturday afternoon, well, you might have to have that rain gear paired with it. But if you're on the eastern side of the state, then that's going to be the longest time frame that we have of staying with those dry conditions. But as that band forms, just get ready because it's going to be moving all across North Mississippi, giving us decent chances of showers and a few thunderstorms embedded within that as well, moving overnight and into our Saturday, or into our Sunday, should I say. But then Sunday, higher chances, much more impactful rainfall, and that's really where we'll see the difference. Don't need to worry about watering Sunday more than likely, as we expect a lot of rain in that forecast. High temperature Saturday with that rainfall going to limit it just a bit with 73 in Boonville, 76 in Tupelo, and 76 down around Louisville, 78 showing up in Belzona and Greenwood. So Friday, warmer in the grand scheme of things, but Saturday would be if it was a little bit of a drier forecast. So as we look at those kickoffs, this is not exactly a great sight to see. Ole Miss taking on Oklahoma in Norman in the heart of the storm. We've been saying it all along. Well, it's going to be a stormy weather or a stormy forecast because we do have 80% chances around first play, 60% by halftime and final snap. Much better chances for Oklahoma on our Saturday, but that all transitions east into Mississippi by Sunday. So that's where we'll get that rainy forecast. So bringing it back here, or should I say back east, over to South Carolina, Alabama taking on the Gamecocks. It's going to be kickoff around 2:30, 68 by that first play, 61 towards that final snap. A few clouds passing here and there, but no rainfall in the forecast. Alabama doing the right thing and running away from the rain. Texas coming to town to take on the Bulldogs of Mississippi State. That first play, 76 degrees, 75 by halftime, and 70 towards that final snap. I'm interested to see how these short-range models develop because I want to see how those rain chances go for the latter part of our state game. I might say 10% is underdoing it for rain chances as we reach that final snap, and we could even potentially see it move in sooner. So I'm interested to see how that verifies, and we'll have the latest updates coming up tonight at 6 and 10, so make sure to stay tuned for that latest forecast. But yeah, this is going to be a dreary pattern moving forward because we see 30% Saturday with chances of showers and thunderstorms, but then those become a bit more widespread by Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday more isolated in fashion, so not going to see as impactful of moisture, but once this all clears out into the latter part of next week, we really start to see a cooling trend. Already 60 by Thursday and 43 Thursday morning. That, of course, kicking in the low 40s once again by Friday, with some high temperatures maybe not even exceeding the 50s. So, woo, we're in that fall pattern, but we just got to get through a dreary forecast until then. So I see folks in chat talking about football games, talking about where they're watching from. We thank everyone for tuning in right now. And again, could not do it without you guys and your support. So we cannot thank you guys enough. And football, yeah, we're excited. Going to be down in Vardaman tomorrow evening. So if you have any recommendations, I'm going to be at the concession stand for a good bit of the night getting some food because that's my favorite part about football games. So any recommendations on the Vardaman concession stand, let me know. But we do have a look in from Chief Meteorologist Matt Lobhon on his Wonders of Australia tour coming to an end very soon. He will be back in town very soon here in the next couple of days. So if you see him in Walmart, don't be surprised. But excited to have him back in town, but kind of sad to see the Wonders of Australia come to an end. But enjoy it while it's here. We do have some more updates this evening. Let's take a look at what he has to show us here at the 5 o'clock hour.
Hello, Chief Meteorologist Matt Lobhon here from the Majestic Theatre in Pomona, Australia. What you see behind me here is the oldest continuously used silent movie theater in, I believe, the world. It is, we actually just got done watching a silent movie at this location, which is something obviously most of us have probably never experienced in our life, as we had an organ player who played on the organ the entire time to basically just accompany the music. No official score put together with that. They just, essentially played it impromptu the entire time, which was just a fantastic experience, and certainly one I'll remember for a long, long time. Something I guess I didn't even realize was so cool. This theater originated back more than 100 years ago in 1921. Again, was a hall for all sorts of different things in this community, and has been kept up all these years. So anyway, very cool experience here. But again, I want to thank the good folks at MLM for sponsoring our Wonders of Australia tour from the Majestic Theatre here in Queensland, in Pomona, Australia. I'm Chief Meteorologist Matt Lobhon from Mississippi Live Weather.
Well, big shout out to Matt for putting together that Wonders of Australia tour. I know we'll be going back on YouTube and watching all of these over again. That's how fun they were. And if you've missed any, or if you want to go back and view any, our YouTube Mississippi Live Weather has all of it readily available. And you just got to go to the playlist and you'll be able to find it. So we thank you guys for joining us tonight, and we hope that you guys have enjoyed this 5 o'clock broadcast. We'll be back coming up tonight at and our next broadcast at 6 p.m. We also have the latest one at 10 p.m. Why do you need to watch both? Well, 10 p.m. has the latest model runs that 6 p.m. does not see. Helps us verify a little bit more of those rain chances, and will tell us a little bit more about what to expect with that rainy weekend ahead. Morning show always available as well, 6:37 and 7:30 with meteorologist Maggie McCauley, and she'll keep you updated on the day ahead, especially as we wrap up the work week heading into our Friday tomorrow. Excited about that, and excited to give you guys that information. We'll see you back here in just a couple minutes.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.